Hi everyone, you reached Chronicles of the Great Hair Diva. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. For all of you out there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. Hit the like button, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. And share my video with your friends and family so that they can come to my channel and get to know me also. I'm here today with a quick video on Tasha K. I'm not going to do a video on the actual case, any updates on the case. I really haven't been following it. I just been seeing, commentary here and there from different content creators, and you'd be best to go to their channel if you really want to know about the case, because I'm sure they're actually following it and they're doing some great commentary. I'm here to talk about the impact that the outcome on this case will have on all of us bloggers. A lot of bloggers seem to feel like, it doesn't matter, whatever the outcome is, it's only going to impact her, not all of us, because, allegedly, or no, she actually, I heard, admitted, that she will do anything for the story, for lack of a better word, even if it's not, telling the truth or whatever the case may be. And I'm here to say that I truly think differently. I think the outcome of this case will impact us all. I think it's going to change the way, in some way, sense, or form, that we do our commentary. I think that we're probably going to have a tighter hold and the reins around what we can say and how we can say it, even if we say the word allegedly before, after, or during our commentary. I think it's going to censor us in some way, shape, or form. Just my opinion. So overall, I'm going to tell you what I think about the situation. Again, not the case, but the situation. I think that Tasha K is young. When I say young, I'm going to say under 40. So I believe she is under 40, right? And here she is, this young lady that kind of, I like to say it, and not in a derogatory way, but when you start out with nothing, okay, you build your brand up from ground zero all the way up, and you do that, and you reach the peak before the age of 40, listen, you have created a blueprint that others can follow. And what people have to understand is when you follow a blueprint that someone has already, if you're a lawyer and you want to become like a top lawyer and own your own firm, a good thing, a smart thing to do would be look at someone who has their own firm and kind of model that situation versus rewriting the whole program yourself. So when you look at their blueprint, you don't have to take everything. You look at it, you see what you like and don't like. You take some of the pieces of their model and then you go off and build your own and you tweak it as be. So with that being said, I don't think anyone can deny that Tasha has built her brand from nothing to where it is today. Maybe you don't agree with the road that she took completely. Maybe you don't agree with some of the scrupulous things that she may or may not have done to get there. But you have to agree that she did build a brand from zero to where it is now. It's unfortunate in my mind that she has finally hit that peak that she wanted, the million subscribers, and instead of her being able to celebrate in the bliss of her million subscribers, of a milestone that she's been waiting to hit, she's in the midst of a battle. I'm gonna call it a nasty court case, and unfortunately at her own hands, right? So the thing with everybody, I think that all of us can take a big lesson in the word sorry and just apologizing. And sometimes, apology is not, I'm not going to apologize because they're the one that's wrong and I'm not. Sometimes you give an apology for the greater good. Sometimes you back down for the greater good. It has nothing to do with wrong or right. It's the greater good. It's about the end game. So I'm not going to allow my pride to stop me from getting to my end game. And you have to do this whether you are your own entrepreneur, whether you working at Target, Walmart, Macy's, whether you working in corporate America. There's a lot of times, and if you ask anyone who has made it to the peak in their individual career, they're going to tell you at some point, for lack of the better for lack of a better word, they had to kiss the ring. You had to kiss the ring, not because you want to, not because you should have to, but you're going to have to kiss it for the greater good. All right, you know what? I'll just appease my boss, even though I feel my boss is dead wrong. I'll just shut my mouth for the greater good. And you know, a lot of these jobs, they have this non-retaliation, program, but literally most people will tell you it's a joke. If you are the whistleblower, 9 times out of 10, if we talk to a whistleblower, they suffered some type of retaliation, some type of backlash for being the one that spoke up. And that's why, unfortunately, a lot of people don't speak up. But let me reel it back in and get to my point here in terms of, Tasha K and this whole entire situation. So, from what I heard, she was asked before this lawsuit even came about to please cease and desist, to please remove the videos, to please stop talking about me, to please shut up, to please stop spilling what I consider to be lies. Just knock it off, stop, and I can go away and you can go back in your corner and do whatever it is you do on your channel, and I will go back in my corner and do whatever I do as an artist. But the stubbornness in her, the pride in her, made her decide, like, no, I'm a creator. This is what I do, and I'm going to continue to do what I do. And unfortunately, we all have to suffer the consequences of our actions. So right now, Tasha K, is in the midst of, unfortunately, suffering the consequences of her actions. When people do stuff wrong, do I think that they need to pay the price of what they done wrong? Of course, especially depending upon what the wrong is. If you took someone's life, you should go to jail, right? If you stole money that didn't belong to you, whatever the punishment is for you stealing that money, you should have to own up to those consequences. In her particular case, do I want to see the consequences be so severe, so harsh, that the channel that she has built up from scratch be taken away? I personally don't. I don't know how everybody else feel. Do I think because she was stubborn, she let her pride step in over her common sense? Do I think that there should be some consequences? Well, absolutely yes, right? And it's up to now the court to decide what those consequences should be. But her channel being taken away, because her channel is taken away, it doesn't mean that any individual content creator will rise up to that level because she is no longer there. So the thought process of her going away and someone else rising to the top automatically, and it usually just doesn't happen like that. You still are going to have to do what you need to do to build up your own empire. Hopefully, when this is all said and done, she will be able to recover. She has 2 children. She has a husband. It's a harsh lesson to learn, but hopefully the lesson is learned and ways will be changed, and she will be different as a result of this situation, no matter the outcome, right? So whatever the outcome is, I'm hoping that a lesson was learned by her. A lesson was learned by her husband, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about that too. When we get married, I think people gotta understand a little bit more too about the union and the togetherness of when you come with a partner and y'all get married and y'all decide to become one. You shouldn't operate as two individuals separately that are together, but most of the time you gotta operate as one. And what do I mean by that? Everything that I do, it will impact my partner, especially if we got married under the eyes of the law. If I go out there and rob a bank at gunpoint or whatever the case may be and harm people, my spouse is going to be impacted, even if they never knew that my intentions were to go out there and do that, and they found out with everybody else on the news that I went out there and did that. It's still going to impact my spouse. Why? Because everybody's going to start looking at my spouse sideways, because they're going to be like, how could you not know that your wife was that type of person and that would go out and do that? Even if you had no clue, it's still going to impact the spouse would still be impacted. So, and that's what's going on too with Tasha and her husband. Her actions, her videos are impacting him, and unfortunately the trickle effect is it goes down to the children. And I'll add this to it: when you have children, you definitely, whether, I don't care what you do, you got to move and shape differently. And the reason why is because, again, everything you do or don't do, it will impact your family, it impacts your children. So now, all because of maybe, and I don't know for sure, and a vendetta, just something crazy against this person. You have everything on the line that you're about to lose. Why in the world would anyone do that, especially Tasha K? It's like, now on the line is your home that you and your family live in, your business, your channel that you built from scratch, your app that you started, just everything that you have and you own. You rolled it on one situation. You put everything on black. Like for people, I don't gamble, but people go to Atlantic City, and when I watch these movies and they're gambling, they're like everything on black. She put everything on one number. And there's a saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You wrote everything on black to go against this one person. Why would you do that? Who would do that? And for what reason? I can never dislike anyone that much that I'm going to utilize all my energy. It was everything that I own and built up. And listen, whether you're an entrepreneur, you're working in corporate America, or wherever, when you get to a certain level, you usually have worked your way up to that level. And you're going to let one individual tear down what you worked up to become and be? I wouldn't do it. Hopefully, there's many lessons to be learned out of this situation. And I'm one that I can look at other people and learn a lesson. I don't have to go through every situation myself to learn a lesson. So, I could see, oh, okay, that person went that path, it didn't work well for them. If I do go that path, at the very least, I won't do it the way they did it. I'm going to learn a lesson from their mistake. And I hope every blogger can learn a lesson from this particular situation that Tasha K is in right now. Do not be so vindictive. Again, maybe I'm not choosing the right words, but you understand what I'm saying. Don't hold grudges. Be able to apologize and say, you know what, I'm sorry, I messed up, I was wrong. Be able to back down if someone really reaches out to you and say, look, you did this commentary, and you keep doing this commentary, but you are truly hurting my feelings. You don't understand. You don't know the whole story. You know what? Concede, pull back and say, okay, I get it. I apologize. This is hurting your feelings. You want me to stop? Let's talk about it. And depending upon the situation, stop. When we do commentary every week on the different housewife shows or a series that is going on, None of this stuff is made up. The commentary is based upon the episode, what we see, and our opinion on the behavior or the situation. But I most certainly don't just come out and randomly, talk about somebody. For me, 9 times out of 10, there's an article that's out, and I'll read the article and I'll give you my opinion and my commentary on it. Or if I'm watching a housewives show, I stick to the script. What they show me, what they do, that's what I base my commentary on. And then I add my opinion or my conclusion on it. But I'll say this, she did her videos. Her videos probably are her most damaging footage. So she can't blame anyone else. So I'm not here to say again whether she was right, wrong, indifferent, who should win this case, who shouldn't, how one person should feel and the other person should feel. I'm not really here to say that. I'm here to say that the impact of the outcome of this trial, this verdict, I really feel is going to impact us all as bloggers. And I also feel, and when I say impact, I mean impact like we're going to have to truly censor and watch the words that come out of our mouth. In addition to that, I think there's a lesson here that the whole world can, learn something from. And the lesson is, don't let your pride ever override common sense. Don't let your pride be the reason why everything you built up from scratch, you're going to lose it. I have seen people build their own companies, and then after they open it up for shares and stock or whatever, they lose their own position in their company because of pride, arrogance, and a whole bunch of other things. So even when you're an entrepreneur, indirectly you still work for other people. Maybe yes, it's your business, but you still have customers you have to service. So you still have to not be able to piss people off. You still, like I said, indirectly are controlled by somebody. So I'm going to end it there, guys. Again, not watching the case. I don't really want to watch the case because I feel as a young lady, and again, I'm saying under 40, that there was some pivotal mistakes, and we all make mistakes, that she made. I'm going to chalk it up to a lot of pride, maybe a lot of arrogance, and my heart is breaking for both sides because I do understand Cardi B's side. Trust me, I do. So I'm not trying to minimize that. But right now, as a fellow blogger, I'm feeling terrible for her because I would hate to see that this thing that she built up from ground zero to where it is today just gets taken away in the blink of an eye. I mean, to get to 1 million subscribers and now you can't even celebrate because you're in the midst of the jungle in this court case. This wasn't how it was supposed to be for her. And maybe, unfortunately, I think when I talked about the marriage piece of it, we all have to learn how to hear our spouse. You could be stubborn, you could be messy, but your spouse is the one who knows you the best, hopefully, and is closely intimate with you. And your spouse, if your spouse says bow down, back down, shut your mouth, whatever, you should at least try to consider it. And that's all I gotta say. I'm hoping that the outcome of this case can be a neutral ground for both parties. A neutral ground for both parties. I truly wish that they can do a pause. But at this point, it would have to be all Cardi B feeling some type of compassion, which she probably, I know, is not, because she felt like Tasha felt no compassion for her. But it would, I pray that maybe Cardi B can see that the empire could possibly be falling down for Tasha and show Tasha K the compassion that Tasha K did not show her, and they go behind the scenes and do some mediation and say, look, do you want to reconsider, do this? I don't know if the videos are still up or whatever, but take the videos down. Don't ever have my name come out your mouth again. I don't care what happens. Don't say my name ever again. Let's stop this right here. And maybe come up with some dollar amount that Tasha pays in damages or whatever, and shut it down. That's what I would like to see happen. Even though even with it being this far in, that could still happen. That's my wish for the whole situation, that they would stop it, speak to the judge, both lawyers, and say, can we shut this thing down? And also, what people got to understand, me, if it was my thought process, is me. I don't care how big I may be or small in the YouTube world. Like in Tasha K in the YouTube world, she may be big, but in comparison to a celebrity, their money is a mile long, an acre long. So even going up in a fight against them, the money you paying your lawyer, is, I'm sure it's hurting her pockets. It just gotta be. And the money that Cardi B is paying her lawyer is probably a gift she would have gave to her husband, and is no big deal to her. But the win for Cardi B, if she gets it, is going to be a win for every celebrity and public figure in this world. And I think the headlines would be, Cardi B wins a case against a blogger. And if any blogger doesn't think that it's not going to impact us all, in my mind, I don't care what nobody say, you're crazy. If a headline comes out, Cardi B wins a case against a blogger, it's going to be different in these streets. My opinion. Chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. Let me know your thoughts. I don't want to know about the case. Let me know your thoughts about, how do you feel about this rise and possible fall that may happen? How do you feel about the possibility of them snatching her channel away after she hit such a milestone of 1 million subscribers? And do you think that, maybe Cardi B should show some compassion and say, you know what? You see, I'm serious now because it came this far. Do you want to concede? Do you want to just, let's mediate this thing? You agree to pay a certain amount, never say my name again, and let's all move on. Talk to me, guys. This is a serious topic. Prayers goes out to both parties, and understand this. Because somebody may fall in the industry that you're in or whatever, doesn't mean that's going to be your rise, your come up. And I truly believe, and I've said this before and I would say it all the time, I think there's room for everybody. I think there's room for all of us to grow. This YouTube thing is worldwide. It's not isolated to one sector. You can get subscribers from the UK, from Africa. You can get subscribers from all over the world. And when you have that pool of people to come to your channel and subscribe and like your content, that means that no matter how many people are doing something on this platform, we all have the opportunity to rise and to get our subscribers that listen to us and like us. Thank you guys for watching. Again, you know how I feel. I'm sure you got the gist of how I feel from this video. Chat with me in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.